What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Saturday night festivities where we will be rocking like Dockin and we will focus on the crocus. That's right. We're going to be talking music business tonight. We're going to be talking rock and roll. We're going to be talking about the channel. We're going to be probably have some special guests drop in later on, and we're going to have a good time tonight. How's everybody doing? Let's get those thumbs up. Dave Strong is here with the wrench. Freddie B is here. It's time to party, Shane says. CC is here. Glad to have you here. Dave here with the wrench. We've got, who else we got in here? Joey is here. All right, we're glad to have you. Here's a little toast. Chris is here. What's happening, brother? Oh, all of a sudden, man, the room's filling up. Let's go. Let's have this. Let's have a little beverage. Nothing wrong with having a little beverage on my time. Erickson, how you doing, brother? Steve, big salute to you, brother. Big salute, man. Everybody that's had a tough work week, man, big salute. Paul will be here. Awesome, Dave. That is good to know. So, busy day today. We celebrated my wife's birthday today. It's her birthday today. And XJ, glad to have you here. And so we spent a little time at the pool. You can see I got a little sun today, right? And we had some of her friends came and we, hung out at the pool and all that. And then I came back, did a little bit of work. We had a little dinner. We had a little birthday cake. And then I had to get ready for this. I realized, oh man, I haven't made the thumbnail for tonight. I haven't done the whole thing. Now I mixed it up. I got Elvis and Edward Van Halen back there because you know what? Those guys are here. You got a lag there. Sorry to hear that. Cut up a fallen tree today. Just got home. Wow, Erickson. That is a tough gig, man. So we're doing this. We're live right now. And then at 10 o'clock tonight, I'm working hard. We're doing an interview with Matt Bissonette, Roger Carter, and George from the Squirts. It is the band that came out of Rick Springfield's backup band. And three guys that were playing with Rick Springfield. And they have a new album coming out. They've got a label out in LA, the whole nine. And so I'm going to be interviewing all three guys. I've listened to their album before it came out. And so I'm going down. We're going to be talking about the album. We're going to be talking about touring with Rick Springfield. We're going to be talking about all of this stuff and guitar tones and all that. And that interview, once I get it edited and put up, it will be up in the members section. Rockstar members of the channel will be able to see that before probably I put that out next Sunday. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., you guys have seen some clips in my grunge conspiracy video, but Adam Gifford, the lead singer for Sunset Strip Legends, Paradise, he is going to be the featured interview tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right on this channel. It's an amazing interview, and it's over an hour. And we could have gone for another 2 hours or 3 hours. Dude's he's a true front man. He's got stories for days. So that is an amazing. Are they from Rick's band from 1983, Living in Oz? No. That is, Dan is asking that. No, they're not the band from Oz. Matt Bissonette, you're going to know from playing with David Lee Roth. And so he's probably the best known of the guy. And I believe he does all the singing for the Squirts. Great vocals, man, great, incredible vocals. I still got my VIP wristband today, but I figure I might as well keep it on. If you want to get backstage with Bad Brad, in fact, That gives me a great idea for some merch. I need to see if I can get something that would be really cool. I just thought of. Um, Ivan is asking, is Grace Bowers an industry plant? I don't know. I don't think so, man. But gosh, why? I just listened to, there is a guitarist, and I'm not even sure where she's from. She wants to come on the channel and do an interview, female guitar player. And I just listened to her play a clip that she posted on YouTube. And it was incredible. It was the most impassioned, but not repetitive, not playing cliches, just real tuned into the universe playing. And, she's got, not nearly as many followers. It's Jen Lee, right? She's got a YouTube channel and amazing playing. Like it's barroom, like it's deep stuff. It's the opposite of that other person that they mentioned. I don't know why some people get the push and some people don't. That's really my main problem with that other female guitar player is I don't know why she would get it, and these other people are not. It doesn't make sense to me. We're all learning as musicians, and I'm learning as a guitar player up every minute that I pick. Anytime I pick up the guitar, I'm learning or trying to remember something I forgot or whatever. And I would not have wanted to be, now that I realize how I played when I was 17 or 18, I would not have wanted that version of me to get famous sounding like that. I would want to have the more mature version that knows how to play tastefully and go over the top sometimes. Rather than how I played then, I had a lot to learn then. And I hear when there's players that haven't fully developed their thing, they're not given a chance to stay in the woodshed a little bit before you get blown up. So I don't understand it. I don't want to rag on anybody or whatever, but I don't understand why some people get the push, and then I hear others that are much better. They don't get anything. I mean, Nashville is filled with amazing guitar players, but you only really hear about a handful of them. You really only hear about a handful of them. The rest of them have to clamor like me and the other guys, and I don't put myself in that category of being anything stellar or anything like that. But come on in. You better pick that up though, because he will grab that.
Oh.
Everybody, we've got the birthday girl here tonight.
Hi.
Everybody say hi. She's tan and tone, and she's ready to focus and talk about crocus. So, Lisa, can you tell us what is your favorite crocus song?
No, I cannot.
Can you name one crocus song?
Am I being punked?
No. I'm asking you to name a crocus song.
No idea, but I am supposed to be delivering this to your daughter. Does anyone want to know what's in it?
It's jelly beans, right?
No. So Mia now has this thing. What snack can I eat in bed? Okay, well, since I've known this guy, he's always said, I used to love eating popcorn in bed. Like, who eats popcorn in bed? Drop it in the comments if you eat popcorn in bed.
Don't drop it in the comments.
No, drop it in the comments. I want to see all the people that eat popcorn in bed. This one.
So you say give a thumbs up if you eat popcorn in bed.
Do they have a popcorn emoji?
And if you don't eat popcorn,
see, I do. Freddie does.
If you don't eat popcorn in bed, give a thumbs down.
Freddie does. Yeah. Okay, so the popcorn in bed thing. So then Brad told me when we were dating, you can't eat popcorn in bed. and you can't have. Whoa, what's going on with lighting? Ace is trying to.
Ace is wreaking havoc.
He's always wreaking havoc. So Brad said, "Don't have crackers in bed." But then this man.
Hey,
I wake up one morning.
This is when I was still deep in my cups.
I don't know what it was.
I was deep in my cups. We had gone out. We'd gone to the Red Door, and we'd had a few pops.
And there's a pizza, a whole pizza
we woke up
in the bed, an entire pizza.
I cooked a pizza and then passed out in the bed with the pizza.
Who does that? Okay, tell us in the comments.
Deep
have
in the
you
cups.
Have you ever woken up to your significant other with a whole pizza in the bed?
I didn't even get to eat it, bro.
But this is Mia's cup, so she likes these
She's
weird.
Too,
they're like Japan. I think they're Japanese or some kind of foreign fruit snack things, like from Costco. And then I put a little surprise in here, the gummy little worms. Okay, I think he just wants to be in the bed.
Well, okay, we'll grab him.
Oh my God. He's just being a jerk.
I don't know. It's the chaos always happen. No, pizza is not okay either, and that was not intended. Let's just say I was deep in my cups back in those days.
I wouldn't mind waking up to pizza. I mean,
it was kind of a George Costanza moment. It definitely was.
It's just ironic. It's ironic coming from somebody who tells you can't eat popcorn in bed. And then here they are with the whole pizza.
Yeah, well, you know.
So I'm gonna drop off these.
Drop off the snack.
Yeah, because she's gonna go nuts.
Look at this guy. Look at this little guy. This is the Acinator. So here we are. It's Saturday. You know, I'm not probably not gonna do any overtime tonight because I've got that interview tonight at 10 o'clock. So that's usually around this house. That's when we're crashing. But because the squirts are all out in Los Angeles, that's only 7 o'clock out there. So yeah, I'm going to be up late interviewing the squirts. That's going to be amazing. And I'm going to make sure to get some wild tour stories. So, yeah, Dan is saying Ace he does like landscaping chunks. That is absolutely true. Absolutely. So that's the deal. You gonna take him?
Yeah, your shirt has a lot of hair on it now.
Yeah, now I got hair all over my black shirt.
Mia, by the way, said she's not making an appearance tonight because she doesn't want anybody to see her sunburn. And she's got all this oil, the aloe I put on her face.
I like my sunburn.
She's pretty red, but and she had the 50 SPF.
Y'all stayed longer than me. I'm good for 2 hours and I'm out.
But I kept reapplying. I don't know.
I put none on.
Thank you.
0.
Thank you, Lee.
Leah. That's Leah that says happy birthday.
I can't see that well from the vision.
Yes.
But yes, so Mia is like embarrassed about. She goes, I don't want them to see my sunburn. And I said, well, your face is fine. And she goes, but it's also shiny.
Her face is too shiny for the camera tonight.
She's got all the aloe, like I said. It looks all wet.
Aloe, bro.
Oh, look at Ace. He's just looking at you. All right.
Yeah, because he wants some of this.
I don't know what he wants. Diva.
Is there any video of your band from back in the day on the strip? Yes, Ronnie. There is. Go to the channel, search Shock, search Boy Elroy, search Room 303. All 3 bands have videos on the channel. And old school videos.
Andy, don't you have shirts or some kind of merch with the pictures of like you with your
there is yes. There is I need to put them on but there is a link on my channel page. If you go to the more button and you click on that on my channel page, you can actually buy Boy Elroy t-shirts at that link. But there's all kinds of stuff. So yes, indeed. FMP is waiting for Dave Grohl to call him.
Oh.
Everybody, okay.
All right.
Let's talk about the Josh Freese firing. This is a hot topic. This is serious stuff, right? So I had somebody in the comments, and this might be nonsense. You know, there's no way to verify when somebody leaves a comment, but somebody in the comments had said, yes, drama again, Jimmy Hunter. Somebody said in the comments that they had recorded at Dave's studio. They were in some band that was being produced in his room, right? And that he knows that camp, right? They call it in the touring circles, they call it a camp. Yeah, do you know anybody from the Luke Bryan camp? Oh yeah, I know the bass player. Do you know anybody from, the REO Speedwagon camp? Oh yeah, the tour manager's a good buddy of mine. And that's your way of knowing if you've got it. Look, hey, we want to go see this band. Hey, who do you know in that camp? Boom. So somebody had said they knew the people in that camp. They had a connection to that camp. And that basically they said that Taylor Hawkins' son had been playing drums in Chevy Metal, which was his dad's little side project that he would play gigs for. So his son, I believe his name is Shane, right? Shane Hawkins has been playing drums for Chevy Metal, which is kind of, if you think about it, is a good practice for somebody to get some experience. So he's been getting this experience playing in one of his dad's side projects, right? And he's been doing that for the last 2 years, almost like an apprenticeship, right? And now he's turning 18, 19, somewhere around then. And they're saying now he's ready to take his dad's position. So with a grain of salt, not saying it's true, saying that somebody in the comments left that comment. So there's Freddie saying he saw the kid play with Foo Fighters, and I heard everybody that I saw a clip of it when that tribute thing happened. I said, well, why don't they get that guy, right? Why don't they get the son? But here's the deal, man. If they did it the way they did it, if he apprenticed by playing in Chevy Metal, and Chevy Metal might only do 20 or 30 shows a year, but that's still a good amount of playing shows. Let's play the shows. Let's see how the kid does, right? Maybe he's getting some practice going out front and singing like his dad. Because I always thought Josh Freese is an incredible drummer. I would be honored to have him on a track or whatever, right? But he doesn't sing. He's not a guy that can go out and bust out Led Zeppelin like Taylor Hawkins would do. And so here's the deal. I think that's an important part of why Josh Freese did not keep the gig. Because I know how singers work. Singers are the martyrs of the band. Singers allow themselves to be placed on the cross and their hands nailed to the cross, right? And they are out there suffering for our sins, right? So when Dave Grohl's out there and he's having a tough night because he's out there pretending to be, you know what, pretending to be, God on stage, and you don't get that break. See, going back behind the drum kit and just playing drums and not having to sing for a couple songs, it's still work, right? But he gets a vocal break doing that by letting his drummer come out and be rock star for a couple of songs. A lot of bands do stuff like that. I was in one of the bands I toured with. The front guy would go play drums for one song and let the drummer come out front. It's a break. It's like giving the audience something different for a minute, taking them in a different direction for a minute, you know? And so I don't know. Can anybody tell me? And Bunny Carlos is not dead. No, Bunny Carlos is not dead. Here's the deal. Does his son sing? If he sings and has a personality like his dad, and he plays the heck out of the drums, that's the guy. If they have some other guy in mind that has that California dude personality, that's what Taylor Hawkins is, to me, one of the most likable drummers in the world. I get a lot of people in the comments saying that they don't particularly like Dave Grohl. And I get their ideas here. I get why, right? And if Dave Grohl wants to know why, he can interview me and I'll tell him what people say, right? But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Taylor Hawkins was very likable guy. Oh, so Rob is saying he does sing. His son does sing. He sings lead. He goes out front because that's the deal with Chevy Metal. Chevy Metal would have a drummer like Josh Freese or somebody playing drums, and Taylor Hawkins would be running around singing. So, you know, that's an interesting thing to think about. And I think I'm broken it down right there for you. If we can answer if Shane is a good frontman and has his dad's natural showmanship. Because look, man, it's not easy to go out there and front a band, even if it's for 2 songs, in front of 20,000 people. That is a hell of a ride. So, man, I'm going to follow this story very closely. No, Jay. Bunny Carlos is still alive, man. He's just not in Cheap Trick, and they are not on good terms. Hello, P Funk. I'm so glad to have you here, brother. I was asking about you. I think we missed you this morning, man, or you came late. Yeah, Bunny Carlos is alive and well. He's just not playing in. He's one of those guys, man. Drummers. Bunny Carlos, I saw play, with Cheap Trick back in the, Dream Police era of Cheap Trick. Great, fun to watch drummer, chain smoking the entire time. Whenever his sticks would break, he'd just throw them in the air and they would land backstage, fly. He was just a flurry of, looked like an over-caffeinated used car salesman, chain smoking. What a gig. What a gig. Here's the thing, man. Creating a persona. Bert, what's happening, brother? We're glad to have the New York legend in the house. Bunny Carlos created an image that worked in the 70s, right? And the 80s. But imagine, it's like remember the bass player for Huey Lewis in the News? He had the slick back hair and he'd always have a cigarette in his mouth. And that image of having that butt, hanging off your mouth. And I mean, Bunny Carlos would literally have the whole show have a cigarette, going in his mouth and just playing while the smoke is coming up and all that. That's a tough thing to be every night. Imagine having to be that guy. What if you woke up one day and goes, man, I'm feeling kind of rough today. I don't really feel like chain smoking my way through an arena gig. I mean, dude, how do you get into that? I guess you would have to drink a pot of coffee to be able to play a gig like that and chain smoke at the same time. I don't know, man. What do you guys think about that? So you got me on a tangent on Bunny Carlos. But those guys that create those images like that, how do you maintain that? And then times change, and it's not cool. It's not cool to smoke anymore. Well, I think the Huey Lewis bass player guy, he's gone, and Bunny has been out of Cheap Trick for a long time. And it's just it's strange how the business is. Now, here's the deal. We got 84 people in here, but only 33 thumbs up. We need to get the thumbs up. Let's get the thumbs up. Is it anniversary? Oh, Lemmy didn't he chain smoke when he played? Yeah, EVH always had one burning. Keith Richards always had one burning. Everybody hit the thumbs up. Let's get the thumbs going. We got 82 people in here. That's a good crowd for a Saturday night. Here's the deal, man. This is always a great group of people. JJB, Clapton smoking, 24 nights, live cig on the headstock. Oh yeah, the cig on the headstock. That was the thing, man. When I my candy apple red beat up guitar, my stage manager he used to smoke a lot, and he's like, here, I gotta fix your guitar for you, and he put a Marlboro on it, and lit it and let it burn down. So we had the Edward Van Halen smoked out headstock, man. So P-Funk, you never did smoke, did you? You never did. I didn't do it till later. Got to a point. Able-bodied is here. Yes, David, thank you so much, brother. This is a regular live, Bert. I go live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Haven't missed one yet. This is episode 27. All right. So here's the deal. This is a regular episode we do. And it started I think we were doing this Saturdays at was it like 2:00 or something like that? And then they had an idea, you know what, I'm not gigging anymore, so let's do it like a Saturday night backstage in the green room. And that's the vibe we're going for, hanging out backstage, telling war stories, people asking questions. And that's the deal, man. That's the deal. So we do this, every Saturday, and we have a great time. Able-bodied, we're glad to have here. Able-bodied was a writer in the rock world for a long time, and good friends with Jimmy Page. So, man, we're going to salute you. Everybody say hello to Abel. Let's get the thumbs up. I can't wait until the day when we get this little count here. I'm looking at, I don't know if you guys have the same view, but I'm seeing how many people are in my live right now. It's telling me. So I see there's 84 people here. We got 50 thumbs up, right? And I can't wait till the time when I'm looking at that and it's 400 or 500 people. But here's the deal. We're going to have more quantity at some point, right? But right now, we've got amazing quality because we got great people. Bud, how you doing? Glad to have you here, sir. Yes, indeed. Thumbs up. Yes, indeed. Bob is asking, Brad, do you get any royalties from ASCAP or BMI? I get a little bit. And here's the deal. I just did a video today about don't count your chickens before they're hatched. And in this business, anybody can tell you, you're going to get promises. You might be told you got this or this is coming in or we're going to cut your song or, all this. There's always somebody promising something, right? But, BMI, I'm a BMI writer, right? I don't count on anything. I've got probably maybe 10 to 15 different tracks, and I'm going to do an interview because I'm going to share some knowledge of how musicians can get mailbox money. And mailbox money these days is just direct deposit. But every now and then, I'll get surprised and I'll see this deposit. All of a sudden, I look at my bank account and go, oh, I got more money than I thought I did. And BMI is a quarterly thing. Every quarter, you'll get a little something. So I wrote, together with another guy, wrote a bunch of, I guess, I don't know if it's film, TV, background music, whatever. And we kind of called it sports rock. It sounds like Van Halen, or it sounds like Stevie Ray Vaughan, or it sounds like AC/DC, or it's sound-alike stuff, right? Because I'm good at copping different stuff. Like if you say, give me a track that sounds like AC/DC, I can write something original that sounds like them. So that's the deal with that. And I get every now and then, I get a little money from that. Now, Erickson is saying, yes, that the Eric Blue album, I co-wrote the whole thing with Eric Blue. But that the amount of money coming in from that is like nothing. I don't even count on that being anything. I think if I waited 30 years, I'd be lucky if I got $1,000 total out of it. The streaming money is like nothing. And we're not actively promoting it and all that stuff. But here's the deal. That the BMI stuff, because I've got stuff that gets played on NBA. I've got stuff that's been played on golf tournaments. There was some tattoo show, Ink City Angels or some nonsense. That these tracks were played on. There was Mo Rocca's Masters of Invention or something like that, which is some TV show that airs on some channel, and they were using a bunch of our music. So every now and then, I might turn on my bank account and there's a couple $100. It's nothing to get excited about. It's nice when it happens, because who doesn't like having extra money? But it's not something I ever count on. You never know what it's going to be. Some months it might be $30. Some quarters it might be $30-$40, and then other quarters it might be a couple $100. And then maybe out of the blue it hits $375 or something like that. It's nothing. And the streaming money, all of the probably 5 or 6 albums of stuff that I wrote and different projects that I did, the streaming money from that is nothing. I couldn't even get gas with that. So, doing YouTube, hey, Billy Platt is asking if I had any Firebirds. I've only owned one Firebird, and sadly, I don't have it. Bo, I appreciate that, but if people choose, I've had people say this, because I have to do early in the morning when I do these videos, I'm kind of whispering, and I do it because people are sleeping, and it's early in the morning. Now it's nighttime. So, and everybody's up, so I can talk as loud as I want. Yeah. Hey, Brandon, there's still plenty of whispering vids, bro. There's tons of them. I put them out every day. Watch the videos that come out each morning. Most of them have been lately me whispering sitting on the front porch. There's different ones. They're not all like that. But some people like them because it relaxes them. I've had people put on the, episodes. And here's the thing, man. I should probably take some of these episodes and turn them into a podcast so people can listen to them. I have people saying they listen to my podcasts on their radio as they're driving back from gigs and stuff. Okay, so Rob is saying that Shane has gotten a lot better and he's done some guest spots and all that. So, we'll see. We'll see. Now, Dan, we don't go there, brother. We don't go there. That is delicious. All right. We've got 106 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. We're cooking. We're cooking with grease right now. We got the grease in the pan. And we're having a good time. All right. Who's got the good questions? Who wants to know? Who wants some inside information? I like the whispering vids too. Listen to when I'm going to sleep. Thank you so much, Leah. You know what? I had a guy from Finland, and he says, I don't usually watch your videos because there's so much editing and they're always so loud. And I'm like, are you watching the same channel that I'm putting out each day? I go, dude, usually I'm quiet and there's very little editing. So now somebody just asked a question. David just asked, what was your favorite gig? And this is gonna surprise everybody, or maybe not. Here's the deal. What's my favorite gig? I would rather play a wedding and get paid well, play everything, play jazz, play blues, play rock, play funk, play soul, play ballads, play all of this stuff. I would rather play a wedding than play a packed arena. I know it sounds crazy, but dude, once you've done it, once you've experienced being out on the road and going through all that, and here's the deal, dude. I would rather go on a tour with a band when I was still drinking. I would rather go on a tour and play dive bars than play arenas. Here's why. There's Jerry Navarro, legend. Yeah, Jerry will tell you. Hey, Jerry has toured with Big and Rich and all those kind of guys. He's a Nashville legend. Fletcher Boy, thank you. Heading to Lower Broad, got a sub for somebody tonight. Nashville never really changes. Awesome, Fletcher Boy. Well, I'm glad you got a gig, bro. That's good. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Do I like playing weddings more than clubs? When I stopped drinking, I absolutely loved. Oh, Erickson, thank you so much. Man, this is awesome. I didn't even see that come in. Yeah, I would rather play a wedding than a club. But if I was gonna go tour with an artist, if I was making the same money, and here's the deal, you get paid the same money whether you play in a dive bar or a club. And if I was still partying, I would rather go play the dive bar circuit. And there's some really cool ones there. Anybody's played the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan, that place is awesome. That's one of my favorite places to play. In fact, I might actually like playing the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan better than playing the Whiskey A Go-Go. The Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan is just a cool ass place. The owner is so cool. The staff is so cool. It's got so much rock history in it. Really, in some ways, it's more real than the Whiskey. The Whiskey is kind of a place where people go and pay to play, and but the Flint, Michigan place, man, that is a cool place. So I would rather go play places like that. There was a place in near Knoxville, Coyote Joe's, I think it was called, or something like that. There was a bunch of places, and now, of course, the name. Did you ever play at Springwater in Nashville? I did, Leah. I did play at Springwater a couple of times. It's just a cool little dive. Is that place still there? So yeah, Machine Shop. Zeke knows the Machine Shop. Uh, don't drink the water in Flint, Jimmy. You are correct. That is a shame. But here's the thing, man. The Machine Shop was such a cool place to play because it was a rock club, and they mixed sound there like a rock club. And whenever I would play, here's the deal. When I was playing out with a country artist, right? And when we would play the Machine Shop in Flint, like if I'm just playing some country festival, I just kind of keep it casual or whatever. But if I'm playing the Machine Shop in Flint, because the Machine Shop has all like Mushroom Head and all of these heavy like rock bands like that wear face makeup and all this stuff. So when I play the Machine Shop, dude, I go full on 80s. I tee the hair out. I do the thick, like football black, under the eyes, and, shades and wild clothes and all of that, because it's a rock club, man. And it's like you can bring a different energy. When you play in an arena, they're all pretty much the same. So, wow. FMP said he saw Van Halen at a Pasadena house party decades ago. The owner, sad and drunk Alex, left a loaf of love on his bed. Oh my God. Oh, that's special. So, ever been flashed from the audience? Mike G asks. I think that would have to be an of course. It maybe doesn't happen as much as you think, but more common is the brassieres and the underwear and stuff getting thrown up on stage. A Trippy with using the tour. Do you think gig concerns are the right place to do that? Trippy, I'm going to take the Elvis approach. Trippy is asking about my opinions on people giving their politics, and I think Elvis Presley had it right when he said, I'm an entertainer, and it's not what I do. And then they asked him, well, how do you feel about other artists commenting? And he says, that's what they choose to do. That's what they choose to do. But I'm just an entertainer, and I'm here to entertain you guys. And so to be honest, I don't even know what these people are saying. I haven't watched the news in so long that look, dude, I'm in here literally working. I'm working like 12-hour days and managing the family and doing all this stuff that Peyton is asking, do you remember the first time someone asked for your autograph? That might have even been when I was playing at Busch Gardens. There would be like, I was a 19-year-old kid, and playing in a theme park, and there would be like probably 14, 15-year-old girls that would be hanging out and giggling while you're playing, and then come up and give me your autograph, and they'd run off giggling, and So, Erickson, that is a great point. Elvis didn't have to write songs. He could make any song his own. That is a great point. Do you have a favorite memory from your time hanging out at the Rainbow? Man, the Rainbow was always fun. And even like 10 or 11 years ago, when I took my whole touring outfit, took everybody to the Rainbow, I can't even talk about the madness that still probably goes on there to this day. It's sort of its own ecosystem. Once you enter those gates, it's I assume it's still like that. Thank you, Bert. Thank you so much. So, and look, man, with the last time we went to the Rainbow with my wife and my daughter, we went for lunch, and we sat at the booth inside, the center booth. Mikey, remember the night we sat there with the, I don't know, 4 girls or whatever? One night we were hanging out there, that center booth that faces the fireplace. Well, I sat there with my wife and my child, and I drank a Pellegrino, and my wife had a salad, and me and Mia had pizza. So, I guess I can still go to the Rainbow and have pizza and Pellegrino and soak up the atmosphere, but so many, it seemed like that was Connie. How you doing? Everybody say hello to Connie, AKA Not Born Yesterday. Great to have you here. Yes. So, man, a lot of stuff going on. We've got Adam Gifford from the Sunset Strip Band Paradise. That interview is going to be here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Free Thinkers saying, I heard the Rainbow Pizza is very good. The Rainbow Pizza was always good. Well, here's the deal, man. People don't know this, but the Rainbow and that whole area was run by guys from Chicago. So they're going to make sure that the pizza's good, right? Now, if you watch the Vicky Hamilton video on my channel, the interview I did with her, she says that it's not as good as it used to be. I do think it's different than what it used to be. You got to figure, when I was hanging out there in the 1980, late 80s, early 90s, that was a long time ago. So the suppliers probably aren't the same that bring the food supplies. So that could have a huge part of it. Different cooks. Yeah, one of the head chefs, Mexican guy that worked at the Rainbow, and he was the guy. He was the guy that came up with all the recipes and stuff, like the chicken soup that they had. That guy passed. So there's different guys. There's a whole different crew in there and stuff. Now they had, some different ingredients and stuff, but man, when we went, it was good. It was still good. It's a cool place. All the artifacts and stuff on the wall. They've got a signed Edward Van Halen Music Man guitar on the wall. So that's the deal. We're still taking questions. Yes, indeed. If you got them. Somebody's Bo says, buy a small bar and be the house band. No, dude, buy small bar, have big problems. There's your answer, dude. No, I look. Everybody thinks when they're in their 20s that, oh man, I want to own a bar. It'd be awesome. Nah, dude, I don't want those problems. Do not want it. Now we got 109 people in here. Let's see if we can get 100 likes. Can we get 100 likes? It's my wife's birthday tonight. We've had some great people chip in and help the channel out. We had really good hit with the Josh Freeze video, and a lot of people speculating here on the channel, about who's going to be the new drummer. Look, when that story hits, and I'm gonna tell Dave, and hopefully Dave is still here. Dave, I need to get Dave. I need somebody to message me when these stories happen. Dave, if you could scour the website blabbermouth.net. Thank you, P Funk. If Dave Strong is still out there, put blabbermouth.net on your phone, right? And look at that several times a day during the week. And when those stories come in, see, I missed the Josh Freeze story by 2 hours. I was over here. I was editing videos. I was putting new videos out for the members section of the video, right? And I took a break to take the dog out. And I look and I see 2 hours ago, Josh Freese posted that he got fired. Blabbermouth.net, I think is what it is, Dave. It's a rock news website. Scour that, like, when on your in your free time, like, look, follow it like a news ticker. Maybe it's got notifications or something. And that way you could text me and go, dude, you got to, because here's the deal. I could have gotten that story out even earlier. And as it was, I was totally like rushing to get that out as my wife and we're about to head out to go eat her birthday dinner, right? We went to Fleming's, right? And, but man, I got the video out. And as we're at dinner, I'm looking at it and, oh, Pamela, thank you so much. Pamela is the best. Thank you so much. And there's no like button on there, but we're gonna celebrate Pamela Parker, who's a great supporter of this channel. And this is her first super on a live stream. So thank you so much, Pamela. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So that's the deal. You know, it's interesting stuff. Now, here's a question. Advice for people who want to be studio and or musicians for more established artists. Is it best to just jump in the game and think about how later? Well, first, last, where are you? If you want to be a studio musician or playing with established artists, you're going to probably have to be somewhere where that happens. That's the reality of it. So, you know, I would ask you, where are you? Are you in Nashville? What's going on? How old are you? All of those things. You know, it's how do you get one of those positions? You gotta work your way up. You gotta show people that you can play. You gotta do crappy demo sessions. You gotta play crappy bar gigs, but you gotta try to get to an elevated position, because many guys will just play down on Broadway and never get one of those shots. You know, I never really played Broadway, but I got the call to play with those artists from playing my funk gigs. Believe it or not, that was my connection. So, yeah, Jerry Navarro knows, because he's toured with artists, and he was in Nashville for equal amount of time as me. And he's right. You got to work your way up, and there's no guarantees that you'll get that shot. But if you're prepared, if you always do a good job, if you're, you know, above average, if people like hanging out with you, if you know, you learn your parts and all that, and you do that consistently, people will notice. People will notice, and you got to try to get in with guys that are in those positions. You know, ask if you look. You're going to end up on gigs with guys that play on those big gigs. I've played with guys that are on much bigger gigs than I ever got on. And sometimes you just show up to go play a bar gig, and you're like, holy crap, that guy played with Billy Joel. Holy crap, this person did this or this person did that. And, you know, talk to them about it. And here's the deal. If you want to get into a position like that, when those guys are off the road and they need work, and maybe you're in a position to get them some club work, bring them in on your thing. Say, hey, man, you know, hey, if you're in town, hey, man, whenever you're in town, I'll call you, and develop a friendship with these people, you know? And you know what? Maybe they'll stick their name out. Now, here's the deal. Most people will not stick their neck out to get you to climb the ladder. So you got to hope that you got a friend that's willing to put his ass on the line to recommend you. Because if he recommends you and you don't do a good job, you might never get back out there. Jerry, you're way too kind, brother. Thank you. So that's how that is. 96 likes. Let's get it up to 100. I can't really do overtime tonight. So yeah, it's getting stronger, Vito. Absolutely, it's strong tonight, man. And here's the deal. I think we're finding our niche, and we've got some great experienced people that are tuning in. We've got look, man, JC has done a lot of stuff, and it's always great to have him here. And Jerry Navarro, his experience playing with the Music Mafia. Anybody remember those days with Big and Rich and all that? Jerry Navarro was completely plugged into the Music Mafia. You know, completely. Wow, we got 100 likes on tonight's broadcast. That is incredible, because here's the deal, man. You know, don't forget, if you want to help this channel out, and I'm starting to lose my voice, but if you want to help this channel out, always when you watch the videos, always hit that like button. And if you got time, leave a comment on any video. Anytime you watch a video, always leave a comment, always hit the like button, because that feeds the algorithm. And the algorithm is what, you know, determines whether the video is going to get a push. At any point in time, this channel could get a huge push. And yes, as Freddie B says, subscribe. And if you want more videos, if you want to be able to watch 80 more videos, then become a member of the channel. Even at the lowest level, you get access to like 80 videos. So, and if if you're independently wealthy, then join the higher memberships. Rockstar membership gets early access to interviews. Those are usually an hour long. And if you go to the higher level, you could take a 15-minute, I think it's Guitar God level. You get like a 15-minute Zoom, you know, each month. So nobody's taken me up on that yet. I've got two members that are just, it's like Patreons to the channel. They're signed up as Guitar Gods, and you'd get a 15-minute, you know, Zoom, and we could talk about music or whatever. Jerry is asking, do I like G&L guitars? I think G&L guitars are great, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love them. It's George and Leo, bro. Absolutely. So each batch of likes, the video goes out to more people. Yes. So here's the thing, man. I discovered with my channel, and I don't have much time left, but I do have a Cameo, Vito. I do have one. If you go to the community page, you'll see a link to my Cameo. I need to put that, I think, on my main page. But yeah, there's a Cameo, bro. So anybody wants custom videos, I'll do a custom video for you. But yeah, you know, the deal is, man, you know, there's cool stuff coming. The channel is popping. And, you know, here's the deal. A lot of people forget to hit the like button. I don't ask for it. I learned early on that if I ask for stuff, if I'm begging for comments and begging for likes, I'm better off just doing my thing and hoping that people remember. But remember, and I'll tell you this now, always hit the like button, because, man, each morning, especially when you first watch the video in the morning, it helps so much. And yeah, the Cameo thing, Mike, is we used to always listen to Cameo all the time. That was, Word Up was one of my karaoke songs back in the day. But you know, Cameo, I can do a custom video for you. That exists. You can become a member of the channel, or you can just subscribe and hit like every time you watch a video. Now I got Ace. Ace is clamoring to come in the room. He's scratching on my door, but we've got literally less than 30 seconds. We've got about 20 seconds. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's been an awesome Saturday hang. I got to go because I'm going to interview the Squirts tonight. Look for that interview probably for Rockstar members. That'll be up on, say, Monday. It's going to be an amazing interview. I'm going to get some dirt out of the Squirts. And thank you, everybody, for an amazing evening. And we'll see you on the next one. Jimmy Ray, thank you, brother. Thank you. That was awesome. Hit the heart if I can. There we go. Awesome. You guys all rock. An amazing Saturday broadcast. Who knows? I might do a random live at some point. We'll see. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.